there was discussion about that before Tully and I left. There was a lot of gray area on, was Crockett going to sell the company? Were they going to go bankrupt? There was just, it was all rumors. It didn't come from any of the Crockett's, but, all rumors start somewhere. So there was discussion about Flair coming. As it turned out, I don't think anybody truly believed Tully and I were going to make the move. There was some inside wrangling that wasn't benefiting us, and we couldn't get an answer on some stuff. So our thought was this, if a big hole goes in the middle of that ship, there's only going to be so many life jackets. And there had been feelers sent out, over the years, that Vince would like to have you guys. So we thought timing was everything, and we did make that move. Rick decided against it. There was some discussion. Everybody's got to make their own business decisions. He made his, we made ours. I would just like to say before it gets forgot about, James J. Dillon was as much a part of the Horseman as any one of us. And I feel that way today, just like I felt that way then. He added to our group. He was truly a mentor, truly a manager as far as organizational skills, and he's just a good man, and I call him a good friend to this day. So I don't want anybody to make light of the fact that J.J. Dillon was the fifth Horseman, and for sure.
Oh, 100%, and we completely agree. We had the privilege to talk to JJ. We did about 90 minutes with JJ about 2 years ago, and it was a crash course in so many different facets of the industry and a history lesson with all the places that he's been. And definitely, if any fans want to go back and find that in our archive, that is a great two-parter. But just kind of sticking, if we can, to the WWF tone, you were paired with Bobby Heenan. You became his brain busters. You mentioned Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, the Rockers. Really you guys got married to each other, took them under your wings, and had some of the best matches, like I said before, of the 1980s with the two of them. If you can, just kind of cover it in a little bit of detail where you guys took on that role, got over a really hot babyface tag team, and they really learned a lot from you. But what was that experience like with the Rockers at that point?
Well, they were young. They did listen, after – we wrestled some teams before we got to the Rockers, and I think they saw that, what we're all about. I think our reputation, spoke for us. We looked at those two kids, and it's like, oh, my God, it's Ricky and Robert, if anything, just a little younger, and I don't mean this in a derogatory sense, a little more athletic, maybe what they brought to the table. No doubting that the Rockers and the Rock and Roll Express were on level playing fields with each other. But my God, Shawn Michaels, you could see that he was special then, and Marty Jannetty as well. And it was just one of those things that they trusted us, and man, we were able to pull some time, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and we were able to tell a heck of a story with those guys. And God, they were so good and so dependable, and just. It was just a special time. There were a lot of great teams that put us in a position to be where we were. There, obviously Demolition, for God's sakes, Strike Force, our WrestleMania match, at WrestleMania 5, the Hart Foundation, the Bulldogs. I mean, the amount of the teams was incredible. The Bushwhackers brought something entirely different to the table. But to this day, if you ask me what's your favorite tag match of all time, it would be the Rockers, and it's just simply because they brought out the best in us, and I feel like we brought out the best in them. Bobby Heenan had more heat than anybody in the company, and as well he should be. All he had to do was look at the crowd, and the Weasel chants were deafening, which certainly helped, and our affiliation with the Giant and Haku as well, it was like... man, they just welcomed us into the fold, and it just helped make that time, that year, very, very special. And I think a lot of people should be commended, certainly everybody in the company that helped make it happen. But again, I feel like and I got no problem saying that we held our end up and contributed as much as anybody else.